Greetings, everyone. This is Jimmy Williams again, master mentor, coach, real estate developer, entrepreneur. You guys know me from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You know me from JW Academy, the real estate school that we have. And we also have a huge group where we do a lot of buying and selling of property, and we work with tons and tons of entrepreneurs in different niches. And you want to take some time today. I'm telling you, stop whatever you're doing today. If you're on your lunch break, you may not have a lot of time to look at this, but when I do post it, you can watch the replay. But stop what you're doing and give us at least 45 minutes to an hour of your time. I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed. I have an amazing guest today. I have a trailblazer. I have an entrepreneur slash business owner, coach. And as you can see, that her title says it all. But she's a trailblazer. She's an innovator. Pardon me. She's an innovator. And I think she's going to pour into something into us, into our audience. I'm talking about if you are a preacher, apostle, pastor, and on the business side, if you are a business owner, because you guys come to me every day. You want good business counsel, and there seems to be a shortage of people with integrity that are giving business counsel. She does all of that, all of the above, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, but what we're going to talk about today, after we have her tell her story, we want to focus on the power of building business credit, and then how to get funded on business credit. Because you guys know I've helped some of you fix your credit. Some of you have come to me with big credit, 830 FICOs, and I've gotten you, good funding, but that was on your personal side. But what we want to focus on today when we get to it is how you can do something separate. Take your business, your LLC, and build that thing out properly the way it should be done, and then get yourself some business credit that's not associated with personal credit. And she's the master at it. She's been building her business for a long time. She's a very credible source. I actually happened to stumble across her back in just a couple of weeks ago online on Facebook. And I always tell you guys, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, keep your spirit open, and always work your mind, develop your mind, okay? Keep an open mind or you're going to work your behind. Okay, I always tell y'all that you work your mind or you're going to work your behind. What I mean by that is you're going to end up working a lot harder instead of smarter and creating wealth. Well, so let me just give her a proper introduction, okay, because she deserves that. She paid the price for it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her if she can see us and hear us. So Dr. Johnson, can you hear and see me well? And just say hello to our audience before I read your awesome bio.
Sure. Hello to everyone. I can hear you well.
Awesome. All right. So as I said before, she is a marketplace apostle. Okay. And this is so awesome and familiar to my wife and I, because we are marketplace apostles. Okay. The word apostle, in Greek, it's apostolos, or one who's sent forth, one who's a trailblazer, one who creates, and in the marketplace, our job is to go out and create, we help create jobs, we create businesses, we help bring in income, and that income comes in, it flows back out. We buy businesses, we create franchises, we do all those things. Some people think the apostles should stay in church and just preach. No. Christ created, he sent us to go out into the marketplace and help create wealth, and that's what she is. She is a true, authentic marketplace apostle, master business coach, trainer, consultant, and strategist in the areas of finance, business, entrepreneurship, and executive leadership. Let me read a little bit of her bio. And again, I don't have time to read all of it. I'm going to touch the important points. But if you guys are kind of, intimidated a little bit with education, then you may want to stop. You may want to plug up your ears, because this woman has done a ton of different things. But I just said that to make a joke. But what I'm saying to you guys is people who paid the price to be where she is, they deserve the credit. And I always give credit where it's due. But here's a little bit about her story and about who she is. Now, we just said that she's a master coach, a trainer, consultant, strategist in the areas of finance, business, entrepreneurship, executive leadership. She has over 20 years of combined financial business experience, as a successful entrepreneur, business owner, and coach to the world. In other words, she's not just in the U.S., she's global. As a business funding expert, Dr. Inga's lending partnerships provide integral lending opportunities that services the needs of entrepreneurs and businesses in innovative ways. And actually, they do it in a non-traditional way where they bypass stipulations and provide funding opportunities within a 3 to 10 day period. So basically what they do is they're able to do things that regular banks cannot do. So they bypass all the red tape. I keep telling you guys about red tape. Sometimes these traditional banks want all these extra documentations, and she can bypass all of those. Also, whether you have good credit or bad credit, financials or no financials or no collateral, they have up to $1 billion in funding available. Let me say that again. Whether you have good credit, bad credit, whether you have a property to lend against or anything that you can collateralize, they still have ways of getting you up to $1 billion. And this is global, not just in the US. As an entrepreneur mogul, Dr. Johnson has contracted with local, national, and international companies and organizations as a business and funding strategist and consulting and coach, okay? Basically, what she does is she's an expert at actually custom designing a plan that turns your vision into a reality. That's what makes her so different. I always talk about Habakkuk chapter 2, guys. Write the vision, make it plain. But even when you write a vision and make it plain, we as apostles and entrepreneurs who understand this, that's not enough. When you strategize, you have to put a plan in motion. You need to put someone like her on your team, bring her in, and you need to, literally pay her to show you how to activate what you have, to put a plan in motion. So basically, you can have a dream or a vision on the board all day long, but that's not going to make it manifest. And when she comes in, she helps you do all those things. She does it for profit businesses and for nonprofit companies. Very important to understand, because some nonprofit companies feel they have limitations on what they can and can't do. Well, I'm sure she has the ability to be able to do it. She'll make it happen. She does it for companies and organizations. I'm almost done here. As a business leader and a consultant and a coach, Dr. Inga's most recent endeavor speaks to that void that the real estate world and the financial world need. As of August of 2018, Dr. Inga has taken her 20 years of experience and created a unique business center model that she desires to franchise all over the world. Let me stick a pin right there. What she's saying is, she put together a system, almost like if you were to, buy a Walmart, not a Walmart, pardon me, because Walmart's not franchisable, but what's these companies that are like McDonald's, Burger King, and all of them. But in this particular subject, she's doing it with business. So basically, she has her own model together where all the services are there, the financial services, business credit building, personal credit funding, and she has it where she wants to duplicate that, okay, all over the world in different cities. So she's out of North Carolina. So basically, she's saying, "Hey, Jimmy, you want your own franchise over here? I can help you get it." And naturally, what you do is you'll have to pay, with any franchise, you'll pay a fee, franchising fee or whatever. But that's a good model. I told you guys there's only a few ways to get wealthy. It's real estate, it's buying other businesses, okay? It's owning other companies, and franchising works too because it's duplicatable. So she's saying that she has a model in place right now where she can do that. Okay, a little bit more I want to tell you about her. Inga is the proud owner of Global Unlimited Enterprises, better known as GUE, a business center, which is an entrepreneurial pavilion located in Charlotte, North Carolina. This facility provides professional office and co-working spaces. Okay, so what's awesome about that is she actually has her own building. You can come in there, and can they rent space? Is that what you're saying?
They can actually rent space. There's an event center here. There's conference rooms here.
Fantastic.
Training room here. Yes, everything.
Awesome. So she has all these things in-house. Guys, if you're in that area, you need to contact her and get on board with it. GUE Business Center also offers Entrepreneurial Institute and additional professional branding, marketing, graphics, and videography services. So basically, they're offering the total package of from A to Z, how to brand yourself, how to put yourself on television, so to speak. Is that right? Or
That's right.
Okay, fantastic. Last but not least, she's a philanthropist. She also believes in social entrepreneurship and has created an entrepreneurship hub. And am I saying that right? Yeah, she created an entrepreneurship hub at the facilities to assist small businesses, aspiring entrepreneurs that they may prosper, because they may have challenges, and they're going to help you prevent those challenges through what they do. They're going to actually help you overcome some of the things. If you're a small business, they have a system in place to help you overcome all of that. That's basically what I wanted to say. But the last thing I wanted to tell you guys is she's very sought after. She's a visionary, so she's not easy to get a hold of. So, without further ado, I don't want to waste your time. I want to make this quality sound time. I didn't read it verbatim. I kind of picked that certain things that I want you guys to get in your head, but we're gonna list it so you guys can read it verbatim. But again, she's a woman on a mission, and this 45 minutes that I'm invading on her time on, it has to be very strategic and profitable for everyone because she has so many other things that she could be doing. So without further ado, my dear sister and fellow apostle, please share with us your heart, your story. You can start at the very beginning. You can start from childhood. You can start from college or whatever, leading up to your current profession and how you got there. And then we'll get into the financing side of things, the business funding and all of that. Just be yourself. We just want to hear from you, Doctor. Take it away.
Okay, thank you so much, Apostle, for this opportunity to even share your platform. We never take these opportunities for granted. So we do want to appreciate you and your wonderful audience. I would say that for me, entrepreneurship started in my family. Basically, my grandfather was a carpenter. He owned over 100 acres of land, and he had a farm. And so everybody in the community actually worked for him. And I actually saw up until his death, everything worked for him. So he had 100 acres of land. He lived to be over 85 years old. When he died, he had 10 acres left that he left for his children and his grandchildren. My father, he went to high school. Actually, he didn't make it to high school. He stopped at 8th grade and he found his trade. He started out being a chef, and then he wanted to create a wonderful life for his family. So as a result of that, he got into the trucking industry. From that point, he got his own truck. And I can recall at the age of 12 or 13, FedEx and UPS knocking on the door. We would open the envelope and there would be a check for $10,000 to $15,000. And once again, not sharing my age, but that was many, many, many years ago. My mother was a cosmetologist. So once again, entrepreneurship and all of them was very well engrafted in the music industry. So as a result of that, my father always gave me and my brothers and sisters, it's a total of 4 of us, a taste of quality that just stuck with us. And we saw it being accomplished through hard work. So I don't know about going to the dollar stores and things of that nature, because he lived a life to make sure that we could have a quality life. And so as a result of that, we saw hard work. And we know as generations are birthed from our previous generations, our assignment is to become better. And that's what we've done. We've implemented the good things, threw the bad things away. As a result of that, so I went to school. I went to college, UNC Pembroke, on a basketball scholarship, got injured, was called to ministry, matriculated through those things, double earned doctorate in theology. And from that point, I've always been graced and blessed to have great mentors in my life in business and as well as leadership. And so that's one of the things that we attribute to great leadership, great mentorship. Now where we are, we need to update that bio. I see there are 2 additional initiatives that has been birthed since 2018. One of them on the philanthropy side is Making It Happen Charlotte, where we are establishing a new nonprofit that will be able to utilize this facility to help those aspiring and entrepreneurs that need whatever level of assistance to help turn their entrepreneurial idea and or their business into a 6 to 7 figure income earning business. Perhaps their education or mishaps may have gotten in the way, or lack of funding. because we do know that as we function on the level of master coach and things of that nature, that sometimes the price points cannot be attainable by everyone.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to put something in place from a strategic manner. We want to put something in place that would be able to fund and still both persons would benefit on both sides.
Wow.
So that's one of the initiatives. And the most recent one actually happened in March of this year.
Okay.
Unlimited Financial Services is now that hub that you read about.
Okay.
That is actually business to business, multi-level marketing company.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
It's a direct selling program.
Okay.
Where we now have the funding, 5 opportunities to get funding, as well as 10 entrepreneurial classes and courses.
Wow.
And so we call that our UFS University.
Okay.
So individuals can actually pay to join, promote these products and services, and so forth and so forth. So
I've never stick a pin right there. Stick a pin right there. I've never heard of an entrepreneur because again, I've done. If you look at my story, I've done over 25, started with over 50 businesses, but 25 of them have been multi-level marketing. But I've never heard of one that can do that. That's going to focus on financial services to that degree. That's pretty interesting. I've never heard of anything like it. It's impressive.
Yes. So
continue.
That's our thank you. That's our latest initiative. And we're starting to do virtual launches. So just on this past Saturday, we launched in Atlanta. So I'm very excited about it.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Okay.
So we're excited about that. Lastly, you talked about marketplace. That's my sweet spot.
Okay.
At the end of the day, Isaiah 2, chapter 2, verse 2 through 3 says, "Now it shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills. And all nations shall flow to it. Many people shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and he will walk his paths. For our Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem." And so we have adopted that concept and believe that every area that impact human life, whether it's business, whether it's entertainment, whether it's family, whether it's government, that all of those things are designed to help shape our culture. Shape our society. And I believe that God used those pillars to bring transformation to the world. And so he has a strategic plan, a strategic strategy to help transform society. And I believe it's through the marketplace. And so those people who occupy those high places are the people of influence that's in the marketplace. So I just believe that that's what he's called us to do. He's called us to impact the earth with the gifts that he gave us.
Wow. Wow. I can't really say much to anything. It was just so perfectly spoken. And I do believe that the Most High is actually speaking through you now, because a lot of people, they make it complicated when it's really simplistic, but you have to have understanding to get it. I want to just reiterate now you and I can relate a lot, because my grandfather, and everybody knows this, he had 17 children, similar story. He had more like 300 or 400 acres, and some of that land a small portion of it was stolen in a business deal. My uncle told me the story behind it, but he left us tons of land, over hundreds of acres, and had a tobacco barn, and you know what I mean? He had his own, and grew his own crops and everything, his own chickens, and I mean, he just had everything for himself. He built properties and owned just homeowner with a second grade education.
Right.
And so just hearing that, it just really touches my life to hear that there's another sister out there that had that same story, and it's so inbred in us to be this way. And just looking at what you've done, and every time I look at your page, you are on another level, my sister. I mean, I'm not bragging, but if a person's going to brag on you, let it be me. The Bible says, let another man praise you, right? So I'm thankful to see you making moves. Tell us a little bit more about, because again, I never heard of a multi-level marketing company like that. Tell me a little bit more about that, and then we'll talk more about the financial side of things.
Sure. So at the end of the day, it's called UFS, Unlimited Financial Services.
Gotcha.
And our tagline is, we help people get capital and make capital.
Wow.
So we believe that your business success equals your business capital.
Wow.
So
Okay.
the reality is you need capital and you also need to be making capital.
Gotcha.
So on the getting capital side, we have phenomenal personal funding, business funding, business credit building, real estate investment funding, and commercial funding.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
On the make capital side, we have certifications such as professional coaching certifications, master coaching certifications, entrepreneurial boot camps. And then all of the funding programs actually have a course, a curriculum, and a certification that you can actually receive with that.
Wow.
So when you actually join, it's only $195, $69.95 a month.
Gotcha.
And you're able to promote these services, build a team, and earn a phenomenal commission. Actually, on the funding side, you get paid 4 generations deep.
Okay.
And on the entrepreneurial side, you earn 20% of the package that you sell.
That's really, really good. So you're telling me basically when they get in, they're not responsible for teaching themselves how to actually go out and get the funding out. You guys have you're saying there's a conglomerate, there's a team together that they're going to be a part of that's going to help show them how to get the funding and all of that, and then they can go out and promote those same services to someone else and make a commission on that as well. Am I understanding that right? Okay.
The moment that you join, you'll get a website that has everything there. You'll have marketing material, the whole nine. So as you're promoting the actual funding programs, they'll go to your website and apply.
Oh, wow.
Come to our processing division, and then the rest is history. You just sit and wait on your commission.
Okay, now students, listen, there's no other cookie cutter. I keep telling you guys about cookie cutter systems, okay? You go out, and it's okay to be able to create something of your own, because I'm creating something with real estate that's my own. It's not a multi-level marketing type of deal, but it's more of an affiliate thing. And if you could do that, that's great. But I tell all of y'all, the second best thing to that is multi-level marketing if they have a really good product and a service. Right now, the hottest thing, if you can turn your TV on or you can turn it off, it's funding. People want to start, especially with the pandemic, they're trying to figure out, I don't want to rely on a job anymore. I want to be able to build myself a business that's not limited to the city that I'm in. You know what I mean? So she's saying the website's going to give you access to, when you get a website, you have access to the entire world. And what they're saying is they have a product and a service that people really need. Okay. It's by virtue of the product, being needed, that's how you grow. I mean, the more people you help, the more money you're going to make. So this is a powerful opportunity. My wife and I, we've been in a ton of them that there was nowhere near this. In fact, I just did a video on staying away from the bad ones, because there's some good ones and bad ones. I don't knock multi-level marketing, but there's some that doesn't help a middleman at the bottom. But from what I'm hearing here, it's like you can get in, you can refer someone, and if a business still gets done, they get funded, you get a piece of that pie. Is that right?
2.5%.
That's fantastic. So, wow. So you're saying, let's say I get in right now. I don't do nothing but refer somebody to get funded. They get $100,000. I'm going to make $2,500. Is that right?
That's correct. That is correct.
Wow. On my first level.
On your first level. Now watch this. On your second level, the second level pays 2%.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So that the overrides, and then it goes to 1% and then 0.5. Well, loan officers at banks make 1%. So we're already above that bar. So
you say, okay, because see, I understand. Listen, because you and I, listen, me and you might be brother and sister from another mother. Who knows, right?
Right.
I love numbers. So you're telling me, so I get in this business, I refer someone, but if let's say I bring another business leader in under me, and they get someone funded, I'm going to get paid from that deal too?
Yes, they're going to get 2.5%, and you're going to get 2%.
Okay, guys, listen.
So that means you can have 10 people. You can have 10 people in.
Wow.
And you not write up one application, but all 10, you're going to get 2%.
That's amazing. And so let's say the person's from New York. I get them enrolled. I don't know them, and they're a heavy hitter. They're doing advertising, because that's what my company does. We do advertising and marketing, Facebook and all those places. When we bring in our people, and I don't know that for what they're doing, and let's say they go out and they get 5 deals for 100,000 each. That's 500,000. Are you telling me, even though I don't know that person personally, they're in my downline, I'm still going to make 2 points on
10,000. That's correct.
Okay. Enough said. Enough said.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's enough said about that. And
Okay.
if you guys are watching, you still have to think about it, you know, and I'm not knocking anyone. You just don't understand numbers and what's, you know, not numbers, but you don't understand the power of duplication and the power of working off of someone else's efforts. Remember, students, I always tell you, you'd rather have 1% of your own effort and 99% of everybody else's efforts. In other words, everybody working together as a conglomerate, and you all get paid together. J. Paul Getty said that. He said, I'd rather have 1% of my efforts, and you line up another 100 people. Let me have 1%, 1%, 1%. That's how you're working smart as a conglomerate, and everybody gets paid. Whether, you know, because if you're out doing it yourself, you're limited. It's only 24 hours in a day. That's the power of multi-level marketing if it's structured properly.
Right. Jimmy,
Yes.
let me just, let me insert this because
Sure.
you're absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're on to talk about business credit, and
Yes.
that is so, it's so necessary.
Absolutely.
But this particular program and funding program that I'm actually referencing is the personal funding program.
Okay.
And just from my experience, there's so many people that just does not qualify for the SBA loans.
Gotcha.
I just want to share the criteria for this particular program.
Okay.
Because this is the sweet spot.
Yep.
And my banks and underwriters basically said, Dr. Inga, tell your team that if they were going to ever sink money into advertisement, do it right now with this program that you all are offering.
Wow.
The personal funding program works this way. If an individual has a tri-merge credit score of 650,
okay.
So all 3 scores are at least 650.
Okay.
They can qualify to get anywhere from $25,000 to $250,000 with no proof of income, no proof of employment, and no collateral. And they get this money in less than 30 days. We've been doing it in 3 to 10 days, business days, but because of the pandemic, you know, it's 200%. There's a 200% increase in loan applications.
Oh, of course, of course. Okay.
But in less than 30 days, 650 tri-merge credit score, no proof of income, no proof of employment, no collateral.
Okay. Stop right there.
This is a game changer.
It is, because again, and the guys who watch me, you know, I do what she does, but not at her level. I don't have a program like this. I have about 3 people right now that I've gotten funded and some of them I know personally. One has right now, she had like an 830. She's in Inglewood, California. And we got her like 50 or 60K. So her FICO now probably anywhere from like 720 to 750. But I'm pretty sure that she fits this criteria. And we've never, ever heard of such a thing. I've heard of no doc funding, but they've always wanted something else.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I can think of 3 people right now off the top of my head that I can refer. So if you guys are out there, listen, here's how we're going to do this. If you watch this, please, if you contact Dr. Inga, please mention my name because me and her are going to work something out. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. You're okay with that. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. And everyone else, if you want to talk to me first or whatever, you can, but you can reach out to her directly. Okay. Because I'm going to leave her information there, and I'm going to put a little code, probably, you know, my name or something that you could just say my name that you saw this, and she's going to get right on it for you.
Absolutely.
And because we got several people that have had over 700 FICO, but the problem was they had something on their credit. They had a problem. They had an issue where, you know, maybe it was a late payment, or because you can have something small that the underwriter looks at and goes, you know what, I'm not going to fund that. You know what I mean? How would that work? What would disqualify them if they had a tri-merge? What would have to be on there to make it not go through? You know?
Well, the reality is, like I said, it's credit heavy.
Okay.
Basically, with the exclusivity that I have with our underwriters.
Right. Okay.
This is what's so genius.
Okay.
Some branch managers of credit unions got together 50 plus years ago.
Okay.
And they basically approached the 2,000 lenders that we all use. Wow. And they basically said, if you would give our clients larger lines of credit, larger revolving lines, and larger loans. Yeah. And waive the steps. Yeah. And use this guideline, then in exchange, we'll give you volume.
Really?
So now there is a 20% consultant fee.
Okay.
That they pay from the money they get when they get it, but this is working capital money.
That's
if
good.
They don't get anything, they don't pay anything.
Okay.
And then it's written off as a business consultant fee. So
Gotcha.
that's a write-off.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. So now here we go. Since it's credit driven, no lates in the last 12 months or collections.
Gotcha.
No foreclosures in the last three years.
Okay.
No bankruptcies in the last 5 years.
Okay.
They can get around utilization. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, that's it. Not a ton of inquiries, obviously.
Gotcha. Okay.
But for the most part, according to the FICA scoring system, if you have that tri-merge credit score of 650, all of these things, 95% of the people automatically qualify
for
just
something.
Because. And then the reality is they want to make sure that they have at least 4 to 5 primary trade lines.
Okay. That's fantastic. That's unheard of.
But again, if your score is 650 or above, most credit files already meet that criteria.
Okay. I got a couple people off the top of my head that I can think of.
So we don't want people to kind of get into underwriting if you have those scores, and we use creditchecktotal.com.
Okay.
All right. And so, but all that's on the actual application. But just to kind of give you some things, because you in the industry,
absolutely,
you know this vernacular, and it would make sense to you. And you know that most people that have this credit score, they're already there.
Exactly. And people that listen to this show, they know this language you're talking because they've had so many issues toward the end where something came up. So what you're saying is these business relationships that your company has built has allowed you guys to do some things that most can't do. They're looking over certain things that would normally hinder someone. So that's what makes it special. I got to clap on that. Good job there. Thank you. So I'm gonna be first in line. I got a couple of people I want to send your way. We're gonna work on that. But please, guys, take this very seriously, because in 6 months, when the economy changes and shifts, things could be different. I tell people, get in now. With real estate right now, it's a good time to buy because interest rates are low. The issue is they want you to have a 700 FICO to go and get that property. So what do you need to do? You need to figure out a way to get some relief funding right now, as much as you can, to either start a business where you can make some more residual income so you can build that FICO. Because again, people don't fix credit for free. You don't do that, right? That's right. Get you some money now so you can be ahead of the game. All right. And I can't think of a better program right now than that 650 tri-merger. I'm telling you right now, I've seen a lot of different things. Right. And I will tell you this, I'm doing an interview later on today at 4:00 with one of my business partners. And I talk about, we only do 2 main types of funding. We can fund anybody they can have a 500 FICO, but they have to show me consistent, bank statements over the last 6 months, right before coronavirus started, anywhere from 5 to 10K a month, anywhere in there. We can finance them, but the issue is it's merchant cash advance. Now, the good thing that we can do that most people can't do, merchant cash advance normally takes out money daily, sometimes $300 and $400 a day, depending on how much you get. We got it where we can leverage it, and you pay like a small fee weekly or sometimes monthly. That's very manageable. All right, but that's I think your program's a little bit better in the fact that they don't have to show all these other documentation. Because when we get the bank statements, we got to see everything else, okay? But it's fairly quick, it's fairly easy. But we're not doing what you're doing. The second thing that we can do is we can take a property and we can put a lien on it. It's not like a normal. If you pay that property off, you're gonna, it's borrowing against it, taking the equity out. We could just literally take that property as an asset, and we can if you have a business that's working, we can get you anywhere from 50 to 100K. But again, a lot of people don't want to do that. They're more apt to do what you have to offer here. It's less work, It is. It's less. Yes. We listen. None of us as business owners or as clients, we don't like all the red tape. So again, I'm really, really excited about that. Now, last but not least, because I know you got a lot to do, please explain business funding and how to get into it. Because again, I do it myself. I have a guy that I work with that's been doing it a while. The only issue that I'm having, and I'm not knocking him or anything, it takes him a long time. Sometimes he goes out, he buys an aged corporation. It takes him sometimes up to a year to build that thing out. Yes. Okay, yes. So it's what's going on is it's taking too long for some of my clients. What I have to do is sometimes I have to help the client build their FICO high enough so we can go and get them 20 or 30K. 40K, so we can take some of those funds, because when you go buy the Age Corporation, that could be $4 or $5 grand, and then you got to hire another company to come in. I had a private banker that did it, to go and build out the business credit. You know what I mean? It's just too lengthy. There's nothing wrong with it, but some people don't have a year. Some people want to do within 6 to 8 months tops. They want to be able to say, you know what? I have my business over here. I have my business credit. I can take my business credit. I can buy a home with that. I can go into a car lot and get me a new Mercedes and lease it for $400 a month. Those are some of the things you can do. And then the most important thing is getting business funding in and away from your personal credit. That's what we want to hear from you, my sister, because, me and you had this conversation, and I will start by saying this. I'm joining forces with her because she has an ironclad system, before she explains it, that's been known to work. And to get involved and get it, and it's guaranteed, it's $5,000. That's the fee that we're charging for. However, I'm going to let her explain that within 8 months, what they'll be able to do from start to finish, specifically business credit. You can go ahead and tell us how that works, my sister.
Let's go with this. I have a passion to help, to inform, and to empower in this area.
Okay.
And so I need everybody to write notes, and we need to really, really pay attention to this.
Okay.
At the end of the day, business credit, businesses has 3 credit scores.
Okay.
Just like an individual have 3 credit scores.
Okay.
You're your own person. The business is its own person. So while the individual social security number identifies the person's name, and it houses the credit. Okay. The EIN number, the tax ID number, does the same thing. It identifies the company's name, and it houses the business credit. Okay. There are over 15 business credit reporting agencies. Okay. But there's 3 that matter. Okay. That's Corporate Experian, Corporate Equifax, and your Paydex. Okay. Duns and Brad, and there's several numbers. And the unique thing about it is that every business credit reporting agency has its own number. Okay, gotcha. Okay? So now it's very important, as you well described, it's very important that if you're going to build your business credit, that you connect with a program that's going to accomplish what you want to accomplish the right way. Gotcha. Right? Okay. And I'm not saying that shelf corporations is wrong. Right. But there are so many different levels, as you've described, to be able to accomplish it. Yep. What we like to do, we like to establish credit in the authentic business name. Gotcha. So hear this, our motive and our goal is to get you money, not just get you store credit. Okay. Our goal is to get you money. Okay. There are hundreds and thousands of business credit development programs out there, but their end goal is different. Some is to help you get a car. Others is to help you get store credit. Our goal, and we build your credit to do 2 things. Number 1, build your authentic business, where you've been putting your blood, sweat, and tears into. Build that credit. And then number 2, get you money from that and not have to use your personal credit or needing a personal guarantor. Oh, wow. So here lies our criteria. As long as the business is incorporated, or the individual must be willing to incorporate it, then you're guaranteed through this program to get $50,000 to $100,000. Okay. In less than 12 months. That's good. You can get it done in 4 to 8 months. Okay. All right. Now, reality is, again, no personal guarantor, no personal credit check, no financials needed, no proof of revenue, no collateral. Okay. This is ingenious. Yes. So the other side of that is we have a state-of-the-art support system. Okay. So you're busy, I'm busy. Once the person paid the $5,000, then immediately we'll do a profile. We'll go through a business credibility stage, which will make sure that their business is set up and certain things are in place the way the bank would view funding your business. And
Okay.
it's simple things like,
Okay.
you have a logo, do you have writable stationery and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you all do marketing, we do
Right.
marketing.
Right.
So those small things, if they don't have in place, we can help make that happen.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So after business credibility, then automatically they'll have access to a portal.
Okay.
And this portal will afford them education, knowledge, but they'll start doing business with companies and stores that intentionally report to the 3 different business credit bureaus.
Oh, wow.
Remember that I said that there are over 15 business reporting agencies, but there's 3 that matter.
Wow.
So in our portal, they'll have access to the companies that report to the 3 that matter.
That's amazing.
They'll go through this for 4 phases.
Mm-hmm.
And so they need to spend at least $50 plus shipping from these companies and stores that you benefit from.
Gotcha.
Whether it's Macy's, whether it's Lowe's, whether it's a gas card, whether it's Apple, all of these different companies that report to the 3 business credit bureaus. The reality is that's ingenious itself.
It is.
Because of this pandemic, we're all having to shop online.
Absolutely.
So why
Absolutely.
not? And then the companies, it's going to be in your company name. So you get leverage. So what we're starting to see is that where a lot of companies are out of stock for consumers, they're in stock for businesses.
Wow. Wow.
So within the first 30 days of them investing their $50,000, their $5,000 with you, they're going to get a return on their investment immediately, because now they're going to have at least 3 to 4 different companies that they're doing business with that they can leverage their cash.
Yeah.
Starting out with net 30 days, so they buy now, pay later. It's all about leveraging your cash.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
So while they're doing that, and each phase, they get better accounts, better companies.
Okay.
Because it's based on your previous history.
Okay. Wow.
In the middle of this program, if you decide maybe at phase 5 out of the 7 or 8,
okay,
you can get a company car. You can get robust equipment for your business and things of that nature, all in the company name.
Wow. Wow.
And the reality is an 80 paydex score with the correct number of trade lines. So sometimes people have the score, but they don't have the trade lines or the right trade lines.
Wow.
So that's the ingenious part of it. Many people, they're trying to build score because they read and they try to do it on their own. Well, statistics state that if you try to do it on your own, it could take you up to 5 years.
Wow.
On the shelf corporations, it could take you 12 to 24 months to get it done. With this system, it's so robust and it's so intentional that you get it done in 4 to 8 months. It's the best opportunity. The last thing I want to share is that
that's fantastic.
When you go to your local banks, most local banks, when you go and you sit down with your personal banker, and if you were to ask about setting up a business checking account or a loan, they never ask you about your Duns and Bradstreet number.
Never.
Because they're assuming that you don't know about it, or it doesn't have that paydex score. Well, the reality is what people don't realize is that there's a total different set of lending rules once you actually get this score with the necessary trade lines, that many of the stipulations are waived, and it opens your business up to a total different new portal of business funding opportunities that you would normally not have.
Wow, and I want to reiterate something. Wow, this is so powerful. Quote me if I'm wrong. You said that if we were to do it on our own, statistics show, and I'm all about numbers, it could take up to 5 years if the regular man or woman were to try to build our own business credit to the point to where we can go out and get funding. It would take us up to 5 years.
That is correct. Because just because you put something in the business name, it doesn't mean that they're going to report to the business credit bureaus that matter.
That's amazing. Never knew that.
To the business funding.
That's amazing. Never heard of that. And so you're saying, and we can hire other people, like I told you with my other private banker, some other people. who kind of have an idea what they're doing, but they have to go through so many hoops. That can take anywhere from 12 to 24 months.
That is correct. The shelf corporations. And then while the shelf corporation is yours because you bought it, but that's really not your identity.
Absolutely.
You would really want to build
your own,
the company that you're actually working through.
Gotcha.
Now, here's the ingenious thing. I did never get into politics.
Yeah.
But one of the areas that I will say about our business president is that if you follow this pattern, and if you hear what I said, watch this, Apostle. You can put this program on as many corporations as possible.
Oh, wow.
All at the same time. Now, yes, that's a fee.
Wow. Yeah.
So there was a church. Let me give you a scenario. There was a church. They were in trouble. They needed $350,000.
Okay.
They had a dome in a rural area. So something happened to the market. So the majority of the people lost, their jobs. So that affected their tithes and offerings.
Okay.
But the reality is they needed $350,000 quick. Obviously, because the economy was down, so it affected their credit. So they didn't have a lot of people that could qualify for the 650 program.
Okay.
They had maybe 3 people.
Okay.
And so what they did, I was able to get them $100,000 in quick funding.
That's beautiful. Okay.
They invested half of that in the business credit development program.
Wow. Okay.
To do, I think it was 10.
Now you're talking. That's my talk now. Multiplication. Yeah. So they took the 100,000 of seed money. That was the seed money with personal credit. They took 50,000 of that and went and did it on all these other corporations simultaneously. And what was the end result?
$500,000.
Wow.
In 6 to 8 months.
That's what I'm talking about.
So now they had enough money to pay off what they needed, and they had enough money to just pay the payments on the money that they received.
Oh my gosh, stick a pen right there.
That was the strategy. Are you following me?
Yes.
And so for many of you all that's listening, if you have multiple corporations, then put it on as many corporations as you possibly, especially for the real estate investors.
Okay.
Because they always like to come to the table with money.
Yeah.
They always like to be able to approach that aggressive, with aggression and say, hey, I want to get this. Yeah. So if you're sitting on $500,000 non-collateral revolving lines of credit.
That's amazing.
I'm not promoting. So if something should happen, what are they going to take personally?
They can't, because you're in business. It's business.
If something should happen and it's non-collateral business revolving lines of credit, even in the business, what are they going to take?
Wow. It protects you because you did it the right way in business. And I always tell people, get yourself an LLC, and structure your business, and everybody can't build business credit. So when you find someone, you ride that all the way out, because if something does, in the event something happens, they can't come to your home and take your personal stuff because it's in your business name.
There you go.
That's genius.
So once again, what I love about this program, it was a major investment that we actually did. We wanted to make sure that people had the support system that they needed.
Okay.
So although when they get access to this portal, they get videos, they get a system that they can click on, they can do all these things. But if they ever need help, if they click the help button, there's business credit advisors on standby.
Really? That will talk to them.
That will call them and talk them through it.
Okay.
And they will hold their hand the entire program.
Okay. That's fantastic. Never heard of such a thing.
Let's just say, last notation.
Sure.
Let's just say, for whatever reason, life happens. Life happens. We actually have built into our system that if they need to put it on pause for a minute, because we don't want you to mess up this good credit.
Right.
Life could happen, and you're ready to move to the next phase. You can't spend. You can put it on pause as long as you pay the bill on time. And you have a 12-month extension to give you time to get it done.
Wow.
With support.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Oh, that's awesome.
So
that's
support
awesome.
will go on pause with you for a year.
Okay. Wow.
And then come back and support you through that process, because we understand that life happens.
Yes.
So if we can always be proactive versus reactive, then we'll increase our level of success with this program.
You know, that's always been one of my biggest concerns too with a lot of programs that are coming out. It wasn't necessarily that they couldn't get the work done. It was the people skills. It was the structure of the customer service and the sales team. How responsive are these people? You know, do you send them an email? And this is one of the problems I had with some of the mega companies like Google and Facebook, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, people think their account gets hacked or something happens, and you email them or something, and they never reach back out. Well, to me, that's poor customer service. So when somebody's putting up their money, if it's $1,000 investment or whatever it is, when you invest into something and you believe in what the product and service is, the people on the other end need to believe in you enough to say, you know, I'm going to make myself available to answer any questions. So bar none to me, because we're all about the integrity. Anybody in my group will tell you, I value the integrity of the business model and the people that are operating it over a quick buck or the money any day. So to me, I think that's like the number one thing that I got from this whole conversation today, that when they invest, they're going to have the support until they actually get the final results. And I just want to recap. So you were saying that, no, I have to, because I want them to get this.
Right.
Multiplication is where it's at. So if they have 5 corporations, and they enter this program, of course they got to pay the $5,000 per corporation, which is $25K. But you're saying within 6 to 8 months, sometimes a little bit longer, whatever, that's the time frame, they can make they're going to get $50,000 per corporation. So you're looking at $250K if they do this 5 times. So if they have 5 corporations, they can put them all to work at the same time. The system's the same. You're going to get the same support. And so if they want more than that, they can go out and get more corporations, that they own themselves, and they can scale it. Is there any limit? Can we do 25 corporations?
There's no limit, because each corporation is its own person.
Okay.
It's its own name. It has its own identity, tax ID number, right?
Okay.
It's its own person. Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna rebuke some of my and they know I do it in love. Some of my real estate investor friends that are out there, some of my students that keep telling me, Jimmy, find me a buyer, or do you have an investor who will help me buy my property? And I tell them, listen, stop looking for investors, because when you see, there's nothing wrong with investors until it's time that they want to come in and take 20 or 30 or 40% of your company. That's the problem with that. And you have to bend toward them. They want part of the profits, and you're sitting there waiting for an investor when all you got to do is fix your credit, do the tri-merger, get you some, because if you're broke, so some people are just broke. You need to get your credit fixed, do this tri-merger system, get yourself some money of your own, and then turn around and and then you go and build the business credit. Stop asking for something that's not going to happen. Stop asking, come in, because I can't tell you how many inboxes me and my team get. Oh, can you help me fund this property? Can you help me? I asked them, what are you bringing to the table? Well, my FICO is like 500. Okay. You have any bank statements? You have bank statements? No bank statements. They have nothing, and they don't want to put the work in, the time, or the money. In business, you're gonna sacrifice time and or money. There's no handouts. I'm sorry. So to get what she just said, I hope you guys got this. This is the best way to go. Okay. For those of you, I know at least 5 of you, I'm going to be contacting you soon. You know who you are. You have this tri-merger system going on. You have the 650 tri-merge. Get yourself 10 to 20 or 30,000, and then let's go back and build out your personal corporation. Because some of you got corporations. I know a couple of guys that that's all they do is fix and flip properties, and they got LLCs. They have like 4 and 5 LLCs, but they're lacking capital right now. This is the way to go, hands down. Now, if you're not even in real estate, if you just and another thing I teach, doctor, is buying other businesses that's been proven. You can go to certain websites. You can see, that's how Warren Buffett, that's how Mitt Romney and all these guys got super rich. They started buying other companies that had revenue coming in. But again, you still need to be able, if you can't get a loan for it, you need to have the cash to buy it. Well, you got certain internet businesses for $5,000 and $10,000, $30,000 that are generating anywhere from 50 to 100K a year. They got, these drop shipping. Drop shipping is a big thing right now. But everybody's coming to me saying, do you have a buyer for me? Or do you have a way to get us funded? And they have nothing. And I have to be the bad guy, to be the bully and say, no, you need to go get, and I have to put up my dukes and say, I'm ready to fight you. Stop coming to me like that. You know, you know what I mean? I mean, in the love, but I'm just saying, I have to be the one to tell them, get your act together. There's no free ones here, guys. Okay. But I'm going to recommend that, you know, if you're hearing all of this, like she said, take a mental note, write things down. I normally have my little notepad, but I got so swamped, I was unable to get up and go get my notepad. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to listen to this over and over again till I get it down in my spirit and my psyche, and I'm going to take action. Okay, so let's make it happen. Apostle, I appreciate your time.
Yes.
I honestly believe this is one of the greatest ways, and I'm going to talk apostolic and prophetic talk now. The Most High has strategically poised not just the believers, but even people that's in the world who don't even know him yet. You know, to find a way to turn things around economically. And I believe he's going to use us for his glory in the area of economics. Okay. Because if you don't, people don't just follow mere talk. They like to see results. When they, you know, the people I've gotten funded the last few months, they saw me online. I kept telling them, I'm going to have my own financing company one day. Don't leave. And 95% of them said, no, you'll never have it. And I started posting that I got a few people funded. And all of a sudden, guess what? It's either they got angry and they blocked me and got mad because it came to pass, or they came back and said, Jimmy, you said it. I said, yeah, because you're going to get what you speak. But when, but we're in a time now, you got to watch what you speak. We've always been in that time, but I'm just saying now more than ever. And you have to actually put the work in. I'm a firm believer, whether they're Christians or believers or not. Now, just so you know about me, because this is my show, I can say what I want. That's why I'm going to say.
Right.
I've woken up to who I am, so I really don't call myself a Christian. I'm a Hebrew. That doesn't mean I don't believe in Christ. I believe in his real authentic name, which is Yahushua HaMashiach, and I believe in God the Father's real name is Yahuwah. So I always say Yahuwah, the real, you know, the one that would, before they change the names and change the history and all that, I always say all the glory goes to him, and he wants his people to prosper financially. But not just us. He wants us to be a blessing to the nations, to the world. And I think real estate and finance are the two top ways right now, bar none, that we're able to do that. But there is work involved, and you have to, and I always tell my team, I said it in the beginning, work your mind. You got some information today that you're not going to hear sometimes on a regular television. You're not going to hear this stuff. You know, that's why I'm happy for social media, but work your mind, put together a strategy, call Dr. Johnson right away and say, hey, I saw Jimmy's show. What do I need to do? Put together a plan of action. Don't talk about it like one of my old mentors used to say, be about it. Faith is action. It's an action word. Okay? Correct. Not merely talk. So do you have any closing statements before we go?
No, again, this is a phenomenal show. I believe that it's impact and loaded with resources that can help people. What we have done, we have been able to help people that have good credit, that have bad credit. So if you have great credit, then let's get this quick money. Okay. And in addition to the quick money, then we can invest in the business credit.
Awesome.
If you're having credit challenges, fine. Work on that in the backdrop.
Okay.
But go with this program immediately because it has nothing to do with your personal credit.
That's fantastic. One last thing I want to say to you, because I want to definitely get people direct access to you right away. The first thing is, if you want to leave a number or an email that they can reach you immediately, they can do that. Just say, hey, I saw Apostle Jimmy. I saw, Brother Jimmy, whatever you want to call me, Entrepreneur Jimmy, was on your, you did a show and I'm interested in getting started. You can give them a phone number and an email or both. And then the second, before you do that, the business opportunity that you were talking about with the multi-level marketing, is that in addition to this other, are they two different programs? Let's say somebody doesn't want to, they don't want to do multi-level marketing that way. They just want to get the business credit. Those are two different programs. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. And you can give out your contact information, your website and all of that, and how to find you on Facebook. Please, my sister, give them that information.
All right. So the first thing I would love for you to do, if you want to reach me personally, text this number. I'm pulling it up now. I want you to text a particular number. I want you to text 980-245-4686. Again, 980-245-4686. And in the text, just mention this show and then tell me what you're looking for. That's the best way to do it. For the affiliate program, you UFS, you can go to www.u, the alphabet U, financial.services. So www.ufinancial.services. But I'm going to ask everyone, Jimmy, before they go into any of that, text first.
Okay.
Because we're actually in the process. If you join today, our marketing team will actually give you a replicated site.
Oh, wow.
In the next less than 30 days, it's going to be on a replicator, and the domain is going to be different.
Oh, okay. So now it's time to get in and get that replicated site. Right now is the best. Okay,
right,
gotcha.
Right. So right now, our websites are good and they're fine, and you would get one now. But in less than 30 days, it's going to be on a replicator with the back office and all of that. So I believe that this particular live is going to be here for a long time.
Oh,
and
wow.
So we want to make sure that people get the right information. So send me the text, and then we can direct them where we want them to go.
Fantastic. Now, I noticed you do a lot of lives as well on Facebook, because almost every day you're doing a live, and you have a Facebook page and all of that. Do you want to get that information out so they can follow you?
Sure. Please go to on Facebook, go to Unlimited Financial Services, and services would be SVCS. So Unlimited Financial Services. There's two I would like for you to go to on Facebook. Unlimited Financial Services, and that's
Unlimited. I'm pulling up right now. Unlimited, so they can see it. Financial Services. Hold on one second. Okay, my finger's in the wrong place. Financial Services. There it is, right here. I typed that in. Let's see. Which one is you here?
That one, the first one.
Gotcha.
So we want to go there.
Okay, gotcha.
And then there's one more.
Okay, what is it?
It's Dr. Inga.
Okay.
International.
All right.
There we go.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. You do coaching programs. I took a look at this one too. This is awesome. This is phenomenal stuff here. All right. And if they want to leave you a message or something, they can. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you, man, woman of the Most High, I'm impressed with what you've put together, what you're doing, and your vision. You are a serious visionary, you know, and I want to do everything I can to support you to get to the next level. I'm interested in coming to North Carolina eventually and seeing your facility, and you know, and if somebody wants that kind of coaching and training, let's say because they need business, because we have a lot of business coaches. I do it too. I haven't had a lot of time this year because I'm working on a project in Africa, but and some other ththings. But if they want the business coaching and mentoring from a business standpoint, or you know, marketing services, how can you do that? And what is the fee for that? My apologies, guys.
Yes, it ranges. So they can just contact me. We have several packages, whether they want one-on-one or group or what have you, and it depends on what they need. But absolutely, we offer that. We have lots of students that we actually coach and mentor.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, again, I appreciate you. And we do have a lot of newbies. Sometimes the newbies, I mean, it gets overwhelming because, again, when you're structuring a corporation or a company like what we're doing here, because we're doing so many different things, you run out of sometimes really good sources of coaches who I can say, you know, have the integrity, have the business model, and are actually implementing. You know, we have a lot of, I would say, gurus. I stay away from that word because I don't want somebody just going to give me a book or you know what I mean, or charge me $3,000 and I can't get them on the phone, or I can't personalize things, and I don't really grow. You are what we call a real, true coach, mentor. You know what I mean? And you have, you know, and so there's not a lot of people like you around. That's why students out there, she's one of the best that's out there. I'm highly recommending her. Just contact her ASAP and say, hey, listen, this is what I need. Okay, everything she mentioned today, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Go back and watch this over and over again. Again, now if you're spiritual and you guys are, you know, preachers, open up your spirit mind. Open up your spirit mind, okay? Open up your mentality, you know. Open up your spiritual dexterity. You know, dexterity means to be able to write with both hands, but use both sides of your brain. I mean, when I say that, I mean use your spiritual your awareness to understand that this is an economic shift. This is a paradigm shift.
Correct.
This is apostolic at the highest level, because we are creating income, we're creating wealth, we're creating jobs to stimulate this economy. We're not just waiting for the government to do it. We are apostolic government. We are the heavenly government. I'm not waiting for Donald Trump and these guys to do things. God bless them, but I'm not waiting on them. Dr. Inga is doing the work, and there's many other just like her, but let's show her how much we appreciate her by contacting her, and just even if you just say hello and just don't bombard her with a bunch of calls and just drama, but let her know how good of a job she did, and subscribe to her channels and everything. Just support her, okay? Especially the Black community, because right now, because of COVID-19, we really need to galvanize and figure out ways to re-stimulate our economies as well, because we've been hit the hardest. The numbers show that. All right. With that being said, shalom, shalom, shalom. Doctor, it's been my pleasure and honor to have you on the show. Okay.
That's right. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings to you.
You too. One last thing I always say to my audience, I'll see you at the top. Okay.
You got that
Up
right.
here. All right. Shalom. Bye-bye.